My name is Elizabeth Mtunga, and I want to tell you a story about Joel Kasimu. Joel Kasimu was a policeman. He was an officer commanding station, and one thing that stands out about him, and I always remember, is that he was a very loving man. He would come home from work after a long day as a policeman, and he would have time to read for us the storybooks. I ended up being very good in English because he would take time to read for me the stories about Chicken Licken, about Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and tell me how I can be anything I wanted to be if only I would believe in it. And for me, that always stands out every time I think about him. And then the other thing about him, he loved the Lord. He was a Christian, and he believed that everything he did was important, and it left a mark in somebody's life. And so one of the things he would teach us every day was about being honest, and anything that you do it well. I remember there's a time he was offered a bribe, and he was asked that he would get more money if he did some things that were not very correct, and he said, no, I better lose my job. And that is actually how he ended up losing his job as a policeman, because he would not bend the rules to accommodate things that were not right. So why am I telling you about him? It's because he developed dementia. And then we finally found that it was Alzheimer's disease. And while we were watching him deteriorate and not becoming the same person who would give us stories and who would read for us the storybooks anymore, he ended up going so low. And for me, it was a time where I felt my self-esteem was really low because I saw him deteriorating. He was not the same person I knew. He started fighting a lot, he kept asking me, whose child are you? I don't remember you. And I remember one time when I was 17 years, I was just finishing Form 4. My sister was going to join Form 1. And then he tells me, oh, I don't educate girls. Now you look at him and you're thinking, really? And you just educated me, and here you are saying you don't educate girls. And he said, girls don't go to school. According to the traditions, girls are supposed to stay at home and learn to cook because they'll end up getting married. So when his disease started, he moved us from a 4-bedroom maisonette house to an iron sheet house around the corner, where of course we were used to a certain kind of life, and here we are now having a different kind of life. So for us, our self-esteem was really low. We started seeing him selling the car in parts. He would sell the tires alone. Other times he would sell the rest of the body alone, because to him he couldn't connect that a car was a whole whatever. It was all together one vehicle, but for him they were in different parts. So those are the things that we noticed about him forgetting his children. I remember when he was supposed to walk me down the aisle, he woke up and said, I don't have a child that is that big, so I cannot have a daughter who is big like you, so I am not walking you down the aisle. So all these things had an impact on my life because it made me feel very sad. It made me feel what is there in life after now seeing what he was and what he is now. But that does not make a difference in our lives. We are here to talk about dementia and the stigma about dementia, because a lot of times families don't get anybody visiting them, nobody comes knocking your door because they don't understand what you're going through. But when we start talking about our stories, we'll have more people coming to come and see the loved ones who are unwell. Like I remember people from the church where I was going to, most of them could not come visit anymore because they felt that they do not understand the disease. And then also I had a brother who developed bipolar because of that. And so coming from a community, and a Kamba community at that, most of them would start saying, oh, they've been bewitched. But it was not being bewitched, it's a disease. And it is a disease that affects anybody. So why we talk about it is that another family will not be able to go through stress or go through pain. That is why we are here to create awareness and to help one more family that's been in that situation, hold their hand and tell them, we are there to support you. And that is what I do. My name is Elizabeth Mtunga, and I'm an Alzheimer's soldier.